West side, I'm triple gold. Yeah, picture me rolling with some Dayton's on the Benz. I got no love for you niggas, ain't no need to be friends. Included you in my vision, thought you wanted to win. Cut you out, I tore it down and built it over again. Shit ain't stopping, I'ma pop it till the day is the end. Made myself in the beginning, then I made me again. When it's over, ice my shoulder, I ain't making amends. Play that trick in CeeLo Green, let it blow in the wind. I'm smoking better than I ever did. Gas prices just dropped, guess who got it in? Come get a fill up while the price right. In the dark, I'm shining like a night light. Cutting snow cap, the weed whiter than ice spice. Like Mike, what I say when they ask how I'm trying to ball. Y'all thinking Calvin Cambridge, but I went bald and all. Long story short, I'm never folding, but niggas still wishing and hoping. Picture me rolling, shining when you see me outside. I be chain smoking side, got me out of my mind. She be calling, trying to kick it, but it's hard to find time. Wake up in the morning, thank God, and then grind. Yeah, I don't pop pills, can you picture me rolling? 4K still, can you picture me rolling? Undeveloped film, can you picture me rolling? Fuck a record deal, can you picture me? Picture me, you niggas tickle me. Ain't fucking with my baby pictures, is you kidding me? Triple gold, made Dayton daily, I'm back in that mode. Before the summer's over, match me, I smoke out the bowl, make it roll. In the beginning, shit was going slow. Pack drop, this Bruen wings, come get it for it's gone. Check the mail, break a box like I'm Donkey Kong. Did a reel, made a sale before I up the post. Phone ringing, where you at? I'm on the way to you. Out the trunk, I made a killing, I know Ray Carruth. You can't dunk if you need me to throw the alley-oop. Never seen a meal, but it's coming soon, I found the loop. Went to Muse, in the dark you see my jewelry gleam. Had to make some chicken soup, them niggas sick of me. I'm back together, niggas wanna see me broken. Of course I had to triple my golden. Picture me rolling, shining when you see me outside. I be chain smoking side, got me out of my mind. She be calling, trying to kick it, but it's hard to find time. Wake up in the morning, thank God, and then grind. Yeah, I don't pop pills, can you picture me rolling? 4K still, can you picture me rolling? Undeveloped film, can you picture me rolling? Fuck a record deal, can you picture me? West side, I'm so motherfucking triple gold. Niggas hoped it was over, but in my mind, we just getting started.
Oscar Mike Radio is a proud podcast partner of Wreaths Across America Radio, heard every Thursday at 11 a.m. and Sunday at 8 a.m. Eastern. They're also big supporters of the nonprofit I Got Your Six, Two Lives at Once. And with every Wreath you sponsor through Oscar Mike Radio, $5 goes back to this great organization dedicated to making a difference in the lives of veterans, law enforcement, firefighters, and first responders battling PTSD. Two Lives at Once pairs these brave men and women together with dogs rescued from kill shelters. In this way, two lives are saved at the same time by saving each other. Donate now. Go to wreathsacrossamerica.org/Oscar Mike Radio to help. That's wreathsacrossamerica.org/Oscar Mike Radio.
Met you, there was peace unknown. I set out to get you with a fine-tooth comb. I was soft inside. There was something going on.
Monotony. It comes in all shapes and sizes. Dull, tedious, just plain boring. But what is this? A contender, perhaps? Something unboring by the looks of it. Jabs right at dull, an uppercut to tedium, something that keeps you on your toes, keeps your head on a swivel. A knockout punch to your old, boring workouts. Welcome to Fight Camp.
Can anybody out there hear me? Hear me? 'Cause I just wanna
Get ready! Woo! We are on tour, and we're doing it better than anybody else alive. Now, Buddy Landell, it's so hard for me to sit back here in this studio looking at a guy out here hollering my name when last year I spent more money on Spilt liquor.
Yeah, every bar's holy, straight divinity. Great stability with ancient wizardry. God goes writing on the page after I prayed, he visits me. My frame is spiritually plateauing when angels lifted me.
Welcome to Turnbuckles and Spilt Liquor Podcast. I'm your host, Lito, with my co-host, Sinista1. And we also are joined by the champ. He's here too. The champ is here. The champ just wanted to, come through one time and say what up. You know what I'm saying? The champ is here. Mr. Cena is here. That's our special guest for tonight. What's going on with you, Sinister? How you doing, man?
Doing good. Ready to get this off. I want to thank everybody who tuned in to the booth and who's now watching this show. I know Felicia said she was going to leave the booth and come over here and watch Turnbuckles and Spilt Liquor. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in for First Tuesdays to get that knowledge. I have my lawyers on, my attorneys on, Ken Diesel and Rob Resnick, and they're breaking down all this stuff that Trump is doing and why he's losing in court and why he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing. Due process is a real thing, people. All you people out here. One of the topics that we really talked about tonight was the state of the world where a white racist Karen can complain and get $700,000 on GoFundMe because she's scared and in fear of her life.
I saw
because
that.
She made a racist tirade against an autistic 5-year-old black kid who picked up her pocketbook mistakenly, and she accused him of stealing. First of all, he's 5 years old, and you're at a playground. First of all, why are you leaving your pocketbook unattended at a playground with your kid? Number one, that's first and foremost. Number two, the child that you're yelling at and calling the N-word is autistic. Now, first of all, I saw the video, I watched the video, and the fact is that this woman has got $700,000 in sympathy money to move because she's in fear of her life, while the young boy has only gotten $350,000 on his gun. And realistically, there was a time in this country, believe it or not, people, we all remember in this country where the 5-year-old boy would have gotten more than the racist Karen who called him the N-word. That's just facts. She probably would have never even got nothing, to be honest. But the way that this country is right now, people have this belief that they can speak what they want to speak and say what they want to say, and that you can't. She shouldn't get all the sympathy. And she's lucky she wasn't really in the hood and was talking that junk, because she probably would have got popped in her mouth by a real one. Especially an autistic kid.
Yeah, but that's how they want us to react, though.
So
that's how they want us to react.
Sometimes you got to say, like I said, I grew up during that era. And my dad told me, don't let no one take away your class and your education. But sometimes, some places, sometimes the right person got to do the right thing to teach people a lesson. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, we're in the fuck around and find out era right now.
Facts. I mean, I agree. They want us to act to react a certain way, though. my thing is like, for people to raise money for her, and she's saying that word, it really says something about the country we live in.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Craziness.
Because let's put it on in a different perspective. If a black lady had her son on her hip, and a little white boy that happened to be autistic grabbed her purse or whatever, picked it up, and she called that little white boy a cracker or something like that. Black folks are not gonna come to her her aid and give her a bunch of money.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
nope.
It's not happening, because right is right, wrong is wrong.
Mm-hmm. That's how we brought up as a people.
And if you woman enough to stand up and say something like that to a little boy whose parents are not around for whatever reason, I don't even know where, his parents were. But you saying that to a little boy, whatever the consequences is, you signed up for that when you said what you said. So, for people, for America to send her that much money, and I'm spelling AMERI.
Oh, I got you.
KKKA.
Because that's exactly the ones who
for them to
sent
send her all of that money. For them to send her all of that money, even though she was wrong and talking to a little 5-year-old autistic boy, in that manner, it's really ridiculous. It's really ridiculous. That's all I can say. Another thing that happened, Donald Trump signed an executive order to defund PBS. That's what I work for.
We talked about that on the show, and it
so
was funny because
there's a possibility that some people will
We talked about it, and the funny thing is he did this to get the base all fired up, because NPR and PBS really don't get that much money from federal government. We shared the graph on the show. We talked about it. Both of these,
it's not a lot.
Funded.
Yeah,
it's not as much as people as MAGA wants you to think. MAGA wants to put this out there so you can say, "Hey, he shut these people down," blah blah blah. But the thing is realistically, NPR only gets like 2% from the federal government. It's like $595,000. PBS is the same way. PBS
it's not a lot. It's not a lot of money
from the government. It's just something for MAGA to say we did this, and we so yeah, I'm not happy with it, because you're putting people's lives and careers and whatever at risk to show and prove. But guess what? It's going to end up in court like everything else. He's going to lose. He's going to lose all that, and y'all, PBS ain't going nowhere, NPR ain't going nowhere, and they'll get the federal funding back. They'll get it back. What's up, Felicia?
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's all good. It is what it is. Nobody's jobs are in jeopardy or anything like that. So, that's a blessing within itself.
And the thing is that when you look at the stuff people that he's taking money from, we had this discussion off air about someone who said DEI didn't help black people. If it wasn't, you don't realize that DEI came from EEO. And people forget that Sesame Street, which started on PBS, for me as a kid, to see that interaction between different races, the first place I really saw that as a kid was on PBS. Let's be real.
Mm-hmm.
You saw you got on, you came home after school, and you jumped on to watch Sesame Street, Electric Company, which had Morgan Freeman on the show. which was crazy because that's where Morgan Freeman got his start, was on Electric Company. But Sesame Street was this show where, you know, it was diverse. You had Maria and her husband. You know, Ernie and Bert were gay, but you know, you had white people, black people, Mexican, Latino people. It was a place where it was every culture.
Were they gay? Ernie and Bert?
Ernie and Bert were gay. That's gay. That's gay. They were gay. And they slipped that in there. They slipped that in there and taught you and raised you. And you don't. A lot of people didn't realize it. That was their professional way of bringing a gay couple into your homes, and that's all that was. And I'm not hating on it. They did it correctly, and Sesame Street's been doing stuff like this forever. And it's one of the most learning shows for the hood. You know what I'm saying? Because it was something that you your parents put you in front of and watched. You know, you put you in front of and you watched Sesame Street. You learned from Sesame Street. Sesame Street. Some black kids back then learned more from Sesame Street than they learned in school because they weren't investing the monies in inner city schools. Hence the reason why I was shipped off to Brighton, Mass. You know, as a kid. So. Yeah, the NPR and PBS aren't going nowhere. They're fully funded by supporters and investors, so they want to push this scare tactic that they're all done. They're not going to exist without the money from the government. It's not. Stop it. It's just smoke and mirrors again from this administration that's going to get tied up in court. And let's digress. I don't want to keep going because I'll be here all night on this stuff. I just talked about it for 2 hours.
Yeah.
We can mention one.
Last thing.
We can mention one. We can mention Linda McMahon getting her ass handed to her by Harvard, since she is wrestling royalty. Linda McMahon was placed by Donald Trump as the head of Department of Education. She had a little incident a few months ago.
Can you believe that shit? That's
AI.
That's crazy.
She said A1, and they was like, "What do you mean A1?" And then she decides to write her letter to Harvard about this lawsuit. Harvard, in a savage performance tonight, where you say the internet wins, Harvard took the paper that she wrote and sent to Harvard. Harvard graded it, marked up all of the mistakes she made in her paper, and then they posted the paper on social media. That's finish him.
Classic.
Fatality.
That's a classic right there.
If this was a Mortal Kombat fight, flawless victory.
Yeah, that's classic. What can you do about that? That's hey, nothing.
And you supposed to be the head of the Department of Education in the country, and Harvard just put you out there like that.
My thing is, what has she done that? What has she done that will warrant her being the head of the Department of Education?
I can explain that, because here in Connecticut, she wanted to defund all the public schools and make everything charter schools. In other words, you would hurt the minority kids or the lesser low-income kids, because you would get rid of public schools and create charter schools, which is all about the money.
Right.
That's what she was about. That's why Trump brought her in. That's what Trump brought her in for. He wants to eliminate public schools and things of that sort. So that's why he put her in there.
Damn shame, man. That's all I can say.
But people are fighting.
Damn shame.
Felicia says, I like how PBS made all the monsters diverse. Correct. All the monsters were different color for a reason.
Hey,
and the count
that
was
went
black.
over my head because I didn't know Bert and Ernie was. I didn't know Bert and Ernie was kissing cousins. I didn't know that.
Yeah. And the count was
Bert
like
Ernie might have been.
He was black. The count was black.
So you telling me that Bert and Ernie was?
Oh, don't go there. Don't go. It's too early, bro. I knew. I knew where the F you was headed, bro. I'm like, don't do this. It's too early, bro. We gotta get a show done. Don't start.
Okay, I got you.
Can you tell me how to get to? Nah, I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not starting this.
Oh man, Bert and Ernie, man, they was up in Boston too. They was up there in Mass somewhere doing their thing. Oh man. Anyway, it is Mental Health Awareness Month. Where are you at today?
Oh man. So like I said in our group chat, I started out the day, I was at a 2 because of the fact that I had to find out last night that A$AP Rocky has now shot up the club 3 times now. Rihanna is pregnant, and my chances of being with Rihanna is probably
He has not put a ring on her finger yet.
It's done. You got 3 kids. That's in a female's mind. That's a ring already. You know.
Damn shame. He ain't put no ring on her finger, and she allowed that to happen.
Congrats. Some of the rumors are saying they're already married, but they just been.
I'm not
quiet.
Congratulating that ninja. I'm not giving him no congratulations. You better put a ring on her finger, man. Make her an honest woman, so everybody can see. You wanted everybody to know she pregnant.
The funny thing is you know I'm at an 8 today, but it's funny because people are mad. People who are fans of her music are like, she can't have kids. We need more music. It's like, yo, bro, what the hell? She don't need to make any more music. She rich, bro. She is rich. She's putting money out. She was at the Met Gala. She did another. She pulled off doing something twice. She pulled off the baby bump at Super Bowl, and then she just pulled off a baby bump at the Met Gala. Come on now. And her Fenty, she don't have to work anymore. She collecting all that Fenty money.
Yeah, she's rich off Fenty for real. Savage Fenty.
Yeah,
she rich off that.
She don't need anything, bro. So all you people out here who was upset about her not making any new music, and she said it. She said, I can still sing. I just choose not to. I like being a mother, and you know, A$AP Rocky is.
Put a ring on her finger, man. Don't be that dude, bro. Marry that woman. She giving you all these kids. Marry that woman. Or keep going. He gonna slide in and be stepdaddy.
Oh man.
Keep gonna slide in and be stepdaddy. Keep going. If Keith ever meets Rhea Ripley, he's probably gonna propose to her.
and Buddy Roberts just passed that announcement. Buddy Roberts just said on the podcast this week, he said that they're ready. They're ready to have that child. So we'll get into that. We'll get into that in WWE because I think that's
Buddy Roberts about to shoot the club up.
Yep.
He said he locked and loaded.
Felicia said she was a 4, but she's now a 7.
That's cool. I'm glad that, you know, everybody, you know, you might start off. I woke up this morning, I was at 8. I kind of teeter around 7, 8 anyway, so not 7, 8, but 7, 7.5, sometimes 6.5. So between 6.5 and a 7.5, I kind of teeter around that, but I was 8 today. So, and it didn't come down, so I'm good. I'm good tonight, for sure. Good tonight. Make sure y'all do something nice for yourself or for a loved one. Let them know that, you know, if you do something for a loved one, you know what I mean? When you do something for them, let them know, hey, it's, you know, Mental Health Awareness Month, and, you know, they should do something for someone as well. So, pay it forward, people.
Yeah. And it's pretty much checking in. That's the key. Sometimes something
check on
just
your
simple
people.
as checking in is it, you know?
Yep, ask people how they doing. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? And that's free. So, you know, even if you can't do something for somebody, just asking somebody how they're doing, you never know. It can make somebody's day. Because most people say, man, people don't even ask me how I'm doing. So, shout out to the people that do check on their people and see how they're doing. All right, we're going to get into some wrestling so we don't go over with y'all tonight. Yeah, the topics aren't too crazy. We mess around and get done with them kind of quick.
Well, we got Backlash. We got Backlash to preview tonight. That's the PLE is Saturday, so
Oh yeah, it is.
a lot of discussion. Yeah, a lot of discussion about that and the cuts. I'm expecting to get really into these cuts. So, but looks like every week, Joe Bruen is killing us.
Yeah, shout out to Joe. Joe Bruen has added Harvey Whippleman and Adam Bomb to New England Fan Fest 2026.
Adam Bomb had some fire for a minute.
2026.
He was kind of fire for a minute. Adam Bomb. He was like two different characters, wasn't he? What was he in WCW?
What was he in WCW? So you about to make me look it up.
Yeah, he was something. He had a little bit of a nice little run there, Adam Bomb. He was I forget what he was in WCW, but he had a nice little run for a little bit there. And then he kind of dropped off. I want to say maybe he was injured or something. I don't know, but
Wrath. Remember Wrath and Mortis? He was Wrath.
Yep.
Or Wrath and Chronic. That's what he was Wrath. So yeah, Adam Bomb was cool. That's a fact.
Did he make it to ECW or no? He just was strictly WCW and WWE?
I think he might have had a match. I think. As Adam
check.
Bomb.
Yeah, that's something we got to ask him because like I said, you know, we're going to be there. We're going to be in the house. And when I saw Harvey Whippleman, I'm like, yo, a lot of people don't know who Harvey Whippleman is affiliated with and who Harvey Whippleman helped come up the ladder. Harvey Whippleman is responsible for pretty much most of the bloodline coming up and through out of Hawaii. Harvey Whippleman was tight with Patera and the other guy that was the booker early on. Gerald Briscoe and the other guy. But Harvey Whippleman was tight with him. He helped get a lot of guys together on the road. Harvey Whippleman, I also think, was responsible for Bam Bam Bigelow coming up through them ranks. So that's a guy that I can't wait to try to interview when we are out there because we're putting together a list, people. Me and Kev Lito are putting together this list of people that we want to make sure we get. Harvey's on my list. Harvey's on my list, man.
Yeah.
Oh, Don Gordito is in YouTube. He's back this week. Don Gordito is back this week. Love seeing people come back to watch the show. Thank you, Don.
For sure. Thank you, Don. Thank you for the support, bro. I'm still waiting to see. I feel like he's gonna drop a bomb like Sting or somebody. And if he does that,
oh man, it's coming because you can only go up, you know. So, I know
so
people are
far
watching.
Demolition.
Yeah, Demolition, Headbangers.
DDP, Headbangers, Adam Bomb, Harvey Whippleman.
And if you're looking in the right-hand corner,
us.
The Flyers are there. There's the Headbangers right now.
Yeah.
Also, it's not a topic here, but if you guys see a picture of two people there with belts, Livia and Daniel Powers are now the two youngest independent wrestlers in New England history. So shout out to them. Liv did a little interview with me, and we posted it on this show. So I'm gonna see about trying to get her back on the show.
Okay. Word. Let's see. In AEW news, Mariah May, rumors to WWE it grows stronger. I guess now she can come. Now, I mean, with all the cuts.
Yeah.
Some room was made.
Yep, we can get into that
for her.
You know, yeah.
I still think Mariah should just, if Toni Storm left WWE, went to AEW, and had a great career, so could Mariah May, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Mariah should come to WWE. They have too many women stars, not enough belts. I honestly don't think they they know what to do with a lot of those girls. So they make the same rivalry.
Well,
when you think of the girls who are,
there's bad rumors coming out behind the scenes of WWE that we'll get into when it comes to the women, because I'm not liking what I'm hearing, but I think it's a work. So.
Yeah, I seen an interview Bailey did, and she's not happy about how they're doing her, and I'm hoping that they don't let her go, because that would suck, Bailey being gone. But Mercedes Moné is her best friend, and she told her, she said, "Hey, if they let you go, there's a spot over here for you." But I just don't see Bailey. I would hate to see Bailey go over there. Just that's just me. But you got two major belts. You got right now Rhea, Io, and Bianca all still feuding over one. Then you got the NXT belt. Like, nobody really wants that if you're already on Raw or SmackDown. So if you're coming up with the NXT belt, you're eventually gonna drop that. So Stephanie Vankier, she's gonna end up. She's another one that's, you know what I'm saying, going to end up coming up. You got then you got the one girl that was the NXT champion that they got her kind of feuding with EO a little bit. Can't remember her name, Roxanne or something like that.
Roxanne Perez.
Yeah, Perez.
Yeah, they're building up for Worlds Collide. Yeah, I'll get into that.
So,
WWE.
yeah, they are. I just feel like if they're gonna have that many women, you gotta have more belts, because a lot of these women are being left on the shelf. And Bailey was talking about. She was like, "Hey, I won Royal Rumble, and I wasn't even at the press conference." She's like, but the men win, and they get to go in there and answer questions. She's like, "I won Royal Rumble, and I'm not on the WrestleMania poster, and so she had some issues with it. And she was talking about from a couple years ago when she won, and then had to go, and then she pointed at the WrestleMania sign, and then ultimately went and won, but she was talking about not being able to do she didn't do a press conference, and how that sucked. I understand, I get it, but anyway, Mariah May coming to WWE looks like it's going to happen. Hopefully, they will put her in a position to win, because, like I said, you still got a bunch of girls out there that I think WWE is trying to figure out what to do with, i.e. Natalya, i.e. They still got Charlotte out there. You just don't. There's not enough belts. You got Becky going after the Intercontinental belt. She's gonna win. We'll get into that, but I don't know. It's crazy. You got the Women's World Championship. You got the undisputed Women's World Heavyweight Championship. Then you got the Women's United States title. Then you got the Women's Intercontinental title. Then you got the Women's NXT belt. So you got 5 belts. And only 2 girls per belt or are going after the champion. If you think about that, none really for the United States title. They wouldn't even really getting into it. It wouldn't even really, to me, it wasn't really promoted like that. But I feel like they need a women's TV title. They need because also y'all want to build up for Evolution as well.
See, I'm biting my lip because there's a lot of stuff that's coming off the rumor board, man. And I'm not happy with it.
Yeah. GCW Bloodsport, Shayna Basler makes debut over the weekend.
I do got to give a shout out though for AEW before we get into this GCW new shit. Darby Allin, who everybody loves, and everybody's been wondering what Darby Allin, where has he been? A lot of people don't know this, but Darby Allin is actually trying to get to the top of Mount Everest. And this past week, Darby Allin actually reached stage 2 of Mount Everest. As you guys know, you have to take a break or you can die. You have to allow your lungs and everything in your body to get adjusted to the elevation, or you can die. Darby Allin is at stage 2. He's almost to the top. When he got to stage 2, he took out his skateboard and he did a back kick flip on his skateboard on Mount Everest to break the record, to set the record, because it's never been done before, for doing a skateboard back kick at the highest elevation. And as you know, the higher you get, the harder it is to breathe. So even though a skateboard back kick is simple when you're down here, on the ground, doing it up there it's hard. It's cold. There's a video, so if people want to look it up. Big ups to Darby Allin. I interviewed someone who did Mount Everest and she almost died, Lee Wang, and she says it changes your life. It spiritually going to the top of Mount Everest. It changes your life.
I just seen it. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's dope.
So big ups to him. So people are still worried about him because he's not out of danger. The higher you go, your lungs can collapse and all that shit. And you can die. You can stop bleeding in your lungs. So people are still worried about Darby Allin on this thing. To be honest, I'm surprised AEW, if you're under contract, I'm surprised they let you go like in the NFL or NBA. Once you get in the NBA or the NFL, guess what? You sign. No more motorcycles. No more this. Tom Brady used to do this this deep sea diving off of cliffs. And his 4th year, he did it on the offseason. The Patriots was like, nope. Here's the clause right here. You know what I'm saying? If you in the NBA, you ain't riding no motorcycle in the NBA. That's right in your contract, bro.
And it's 17 degrees right now in Mount Everest, on Mount Everest, rather. So it's cold, too.
Yeah, and the wind chill's supposed to be crazy. And so big ups to him, man. Big ups to him.
That's 29,000 feet above sea level?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's the Earth's highest mountain above sea level.
Yep.
Damn.
So he's at stage 2 right now. So I think it's 4 stages.
But we fly in a plane that goes 20,
Yeah, but this
29,000 feet.
It's pressurized. When you're in a plane, the plane is pressurized and
that's
all
true.
of that, so you can breathe. So, this is different.
Yeah. It's different, yeah. Damn. Well, prayers for him. I hope that he makes it safely. I know that's something that he probably wanted to do for himself. He probably went to them and said, hey, I want to take some time off and I want to get this done safely as possible. And, because even after he's done, he still got to get back down.
I know, it's crazy.
And
ain't like you snowboarding now.
Hell nah.
It's another
unless there's a
trip down.
plane or something up there.
Oh, it might be a
Unless
helicopter.
there's a plane or something. Helicopter, yeah. And then, even with that, you still gonna take a couple, maybe a week or so, maybe even a month off to make sure your body's okay.
Readjust. Yep, you have to readjust. Yep.
So he's climbing up there. They're setting the tent up, sleeping in the cold. 17 degrees, y'all. Shout out to Darby, man.
You know there's some cuddling going on up there. You got to cuddle. It don't matter, bro. You need to keep all that body heat together.
Hey, bro, scoot a little closer, bro. Just a little bit, man.
Don't tell nobody, but damn, bro.
Don't tell nobody, but just scoot a little closer, bro. Just, you know what I'm saying? And then Bert and Ernie just pop out on you like, hey. No, okay. All right.
Oh, man.
And then Bert and Ernie showed up at, okay. All right. It rhymes with fades. All right. GCW Bloodsport, Shayna Basler makes debut over the weekend. I can see her actually being there. That's kind of like her scene, doing that type of wrestling.
So I just really learned about this new GCW Bloodsport wrestling because
it's in Vegas.
Neidhart is over there in that promotion too. She's over there doing it. So
Natalia?
Yeah, so she's over there too now.
Okay.
It's different because there's no ropes, there's no posts. It's just a mat. And
yeah, but you're wrestling.
Have you watched it before? Because I haven't really. I just learned about this. Have you checked it out before, or is this your first time too? I might start watching it more.
It's my first time, but I did check out Karrion, Kross on it, and the matches are good matches.
Really? What are the rules?
It's made
to break down. Is it a pinfall? Is it still a 3 pinfall or
submission as well?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
I'll have to.
I don't know how they.
We might have to start reaching out to some of these people to get them on the show.
Say that again.
Might have to start reaching out and get some of these.
Oh yeah, for sure. yeah, I agree. But I think Shayna will. I think if Shayna goes over there and she does well, she'll be back in WWE. No problem. Unless she wants to just stay over there because she is older.
Yeah, I mean we called it.
Wrestler.
We've been saying for months that she's lucky to be here. We said this.
Yeah.
We knew that she was getting cut, so no surprise.
Yep. TNA hired 2 VPs, and they're still shopping for a TV streaming partner. 5 potential so far. TNA is making waves though, man, because of hold on. TNA is making waves. TNA is making a lot of waves right now, y'all, because of this person right here.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. Cause you love him in London and Paris and Tokyo, America, Scotland and Canada and Mexico. They say
TNA's making waves because of that guy.
Yeah.
People are starting to tune in a lot more, and he just did a what was it with Matt and Jeff Hardy? They had like a match.
Yep.
And he incorporated them in the song. I believe in Jeff Hardy. I believe in Matt Hardy. It was hilarious. So Joe Hendry is, after WrestleMania, he's become like the cash cow over there in TNA. He's the guy that people want to see because he's traveling between TNA NXT and then back to TNA and then back to NXT.
Right. Yeah. I'm dying to see where they might end up as far as a streaming network. I just trying to see where they're gonna end up.
Side note on that, if I start singing "I Believe in Joe Hendry," my wife gives me the worst mean mug in all of history. She wants me to shut up. She'd be like, "Babe," I'd be like, "Sorry, my bad." Cause I always break out like, "Say his name and out of the blue." Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. And she'd be like, she just looks at me like, I will kill you right now. It's funny. Perfect time, 10:10 WWE time. All right. AAA Triple Mania June 15th. I will be watching that.
Yeah, that's the WrestleMania of the Lucha Libre matches. That's their promotion. And they already said
it's
Rey
two
Mysterio,
that day. It's supposed to be two. It's supposed to be two pay-per-views that day. I forgot the other one.
It's the same day
But
as
it's supposed
Worlds
to be two.
Collide, isn't it? Isn't it the same day as?
Oh yeah,
Worlds
you're
Collide?
right. Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah. And
So then
Rey
it's
Mysterio,
three.
they've already announced Rey Mysterio is a big part of this AAA Triple Mania.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's really. They said he tore his shoulder, blah blah blah. I don't think.
Yeah.
So. I think he's
You think it's a
moving
work?
to be. Yep. I think he's like I said. I think he's about to be the Shawn Michaels of this Lucha Libre division. That's what's gonna happen. Because dude said it on Raw. He said he may never be back from this injury, and I'm like, he ain't coming back. He's not coming back, bro. He's the face of this. So, and they signed people. So
Yeah, for sure. WWE surprise cuts and surprise no cuts. Talk about it.
So for me, we just talked about Shayna Basler. We knew that was coming. Some of the people I wasn't surprised about. I knew that was kind of coming because they've been kind of on the back burner. But there were some big surprises. Dakota Kai, I wasn't expecting. Dakota Kai come out and she's like, "Well, it looks like I'm headed to OnlyFans."
Oh yeah, I wasn't expecting Dakota. You're right.
So I was real surprised about Dakota Kai. Somebody posted.
That's what she
that
said.
Somebody said that she had posted that she was fired because of she went back to her curly hair. Dakota Kai looks like she might be biracial and mixed in some way, so she's got real curly hair. So I was seeing that. I was real surprised to hear Jakara Jackson was also cut. We saw Jakara in Last Legend putting in work all last year on SmackDown, on Raw. They was at a pay. So for me, I was like, damn, okay, Jakara Jackson. But she's another one. She's like, I'll be done in 6. She says once her 30 days are up, because she has a no clause. She can't, no compete clause. And she says June 1st, she'll be on her way. I'm pretty sure Jakara Jackson may be headed to AEW. I think that's where she's probably going to be headed, is AEW. I was real upset when I heard that Braun Strowman was cut. I was like, wow, Braun Strowman was putting in work against Bronson Reed. He was putting in work with Jacob Fatu, and now you all
I didn't. That was one I didn't understand.
But then today, the story was really released behind why he was cut, and I think this is just my opinion as a business, as looking at it from a business aspect. When Braun signed his contract, he was signed for this many appearances and this many storylines. But people seem to forget, Braun Strowman was in this heat of this storyline with Bronson Reed. And then Bronson Reed got hurt and broke his ankle and tailbone. So he's been on the shelf. The only real other monster that Braun was able to go up against was Jacob Fatu, who's just super over. He's already put Jacob over. So what they're saying is that right now there's nothing really for him. A lot of people are talking about making him part of the Wyatt Six, but Wyatt Six has got some injuries. That's why that storyline's been on the back burner. So they released him because the money he is making is more than what he is showing up for. And that's why they released him. So that tells me that Triple H probably said, hey, I got to cut you. We can't pay you this if you're not showing up and being on the main rosters.
Yeah.
We need to cut you, wait a little bit, and then I think they're going to bring
He'll be
Braun
back. Yeah.
He'll make less money, and he'll just have to build himself back up. But I still think that Braun fits as that killer for the Wyatt Six. I think that's when he comes back.
This is what I don't understand. I don't understand this. You bring back Rusev, but you let Braun go.
Yeah.
Rusev is not. Anyway,
and that match. Now we're on WWE. I can say it. That match was horrible with him and Otis. It was Otis really put him over. I feel bad because Otis is a good guy. He's a good wrestler, but Otis really put Rusev over. I don't understand the bringing back of Rusev. I just don't get it.
I don't either.
He's one-dimensional.
Yeah, I don't like Rusev. Never have. Nothing against him personally. It's just, to me, he's not. He's like every other guy that's a big, strong guy. Like, he doesn't do anything to separate himself from other big, strong guys.
I'm surprised Pretty Deadly is still in the mix.
Yeah, me too.
Of all the people out here, I'm surprised they survived the cuts. I'm hearing Shotzi wasn't announced, but Shotzi is on that fence.
Yeah, I'm sure she's coming up soon.
Nakamura has left. He's officially gone
Shinsuke?
from the W. Yeah, and he had I'm sorry. I wish people had accepted that his walkout, the shit was fire. But for some reason, people can't relate to him, and I don't know what it is with certain Asian wrestlers that people can't relate. They're eating up Io Sky, but I don't know, and it's just crazy because I really like Shinsuke. I really like him. Is it his finisher? Is it because he has a weak finisher? Could that be it?
But that's his strong style move. So that's New Japan. That's NJPW. That's where he comes from.
Yeah, it's weird. It's super weird. I like the guy. I hate to see him go. I thought, he was entertaining. I know his mic skills weren't there because he had that language barrier, but
yeah, he couldn't talk much, but neither can Io. Io has broken English too, so
yeah. I hate to see him go. So
looks like Alberto Del Rio is back, signed to AAA.
One of the 8. They signed 7. They signed that dude that was at WrestleMania. That was in the audience. Dude with
the ponytail.
Yeah, they signed him. Yeah. Yep, they signed him, and they signed. We've got the other 2 guys who've been on SmackDown. They're undefeated right now.
Okay.
They're kind of nice. I'm kind of liking them.
We also got Chelsea Green. She signed for a 5-year deal.
Weird. That's super weird.
Don't understand that. So that must mean that pretty soon Matt Cardona is coming to the WWE because that's her husband.
So here's a question for you. Okay, here's a question for you, and we talk about things way before anybody else talks about. Are we finally getting intergender matches in WWE? Because they teased it a lot in TNA.
I don't like them, honestly.
But they're headed, because you've got right now, you've got Malachi Black with Zelina Vega. They're a couple. You've got Tiffany and her man. You're bringing all these people who we know are connected. We maybe really headed that route. Is it coming? Is it finally coming in WWE? That's my question.
So.
Because if you're gonna bring intergender matches, you're gonna bring people who they're comfortable wrestling with in an intergender match, and that would be husband and wives. You got Montez and Bianca. So I mean, you got Naomi. You see what I'm saying? The sky's the effing limit if you start doing intergender in WWE. You could have an intergender belt.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I mean, I'm not excited about intergender matches because when the women come in, the men got to go out. When the men come in, the women got to go out. And there's a few women that will wrestle a man, but the ref makes sure that the men wrestle the men, the women wrestle the
women.
They
gotta go to rather TNA. You know, they gotta keep them in. They gotta do like TNA does, and let the women wrestle the men. And a lot of the indies are doing that now. A lot of your indies are doing the intergender.
Yeah.
So. But the 5-year deal was weird.
Karrion Kross has a new book and documentary called The Killer. We did watch that. I watched it. That documentary is off the chain. Anybody that wants to watch Karrion Kross's documentary called The Killer, you can either go to his Instagram, and he has a link that'll take you straight to his YouTube. I don't know if you can even search it through YouTube. I think he has it where you have to go through his Instagram, go to his link tree, and then it's called The Killer. Crazy documentary. Documentary is off the chain. Karrion Kross is an amazing wrestler, amazing storyteller. And he even said on there's some things that are a shoot, some things are a work. I won't tell you. I won't tell you what it is.
Yeah, he cut a crazy promo on Raw.
Wait and see.
Monday night. That promo he cut on Raw Monday night was crazy. Yeah. And then when the crowd started chanting "Killer," he felt that.
Yeah.
He felt that he got real personal in that whole documentary about.
Yes, he did.
Not being recognized for what he does now. He was being recognized for the NXT shit.
Yeah.
And that really
all
bothered
his old
him.
matches.
He struggled with it. Yeah, that bothered him. So.
But he wrestled in GCW the day of WrestleMania, and he wrestled with a busted eardrum. I mean, man, and the pain that he had to go through to get that fixed so he could wrestle again. You see all of that in the documentary as well. SmackDown review. How'd you view this past SmackDown?
So, we're heading into Backlash. SmackDown was nice. SmackDown was a nice little event. The tag matches, again, was off the chain. But, we're heading into Backlash. But what's bothering me is that not only we head into Backlash, they're intertwining storylines that are heading into Worlds Collide and possibly Evolve. Now, the word behind the scenes and the rumors on most of the websites out there are saying that the TKO executives that are part of the board, they're not feeling the women wrestlers in WWE. They feel like the women aren't doing, and I feel like TKO is wrong here. TKO is rumored to possibly be pulling the plug on Evolve, which is supposed to happen here in Connecticut, which you're seeing storylines kind of gear up for. As I said, Buddy was on a podcast this week, and he said that him and Rhea are ready to start a family, which means Rhea is probably going to take time off soon if she does end up pregnant. Naomi already come out and said that, you know, she's ready to go home and be a mother to her kids. She's pretty much done with wrestling right now. So Naomi's probably really going to put Jade over, and then Naomi's probably going to be done because we got Nia Jax back now. So, you know, there's a lot of things there that's coming. I'm hoping these are all rumors and just stories to pump up things in regards to TKO not wanting women wrestlers. Because I hate to say this, but that first women's match was fire at WrestleMania. That match was crazy. So for them to say that the women don't get cheers and all that, you're out of your mind. So I don't know. I think WWE is doing too much right now. I think some of the storylines are kind of getting lost. I get it. You want to really promote this Worlds Collide. You know, you really want to get this going, but don't forget, you know, Backlash. It's kind of lost. You know, it's promotion because you've got all these other storylines coming. You know.
Yeah.
But I'm ready. I'm ready for it when we're ready to talk about it.
Yes. Raw last night was. I like the last match with Jey Uso and I have a love-hate
relationship with last night's Raw.
Yeah, I don't really feel like there's anything else to talk about except for the whatever they're doing with Paul and Seth, and I mean, you know, like you said, right before pay-per-views, it's not, you know, they're trying to make sure people don't get hurt. They're not really doing all the so I think they played it safe last night. They're going to play it safe on Friday. And Sheamus is back. Kudos. 10:26 real quick. Let's talk
Who's
about
injured?
Backlash.
Who's injured? Because Sheamus seems to only come back when people are injured. it fills in.
You know what's so crazy? And Sheamus enjoys that.
Yeah, because for those who don't know, Sheamus is the guy who does a lot of the training at the WWE Center, which is where all the people. Sheamus is the guy that's been doing all that training for people down there. So when you see Sheamus come back to the big shows, obviously he's there to fill a void because somebody's hurt or whatever. There's a lot of people injured. I just saw the roster of all the people who are injured, and like I said, last night's Raw was a weak Raw until that main event. The main event saved Raw last night once again.
It did.
You know, that was a hell of a match.
For Backlash, I'm going to name the matches that they have so far. I want you to tell me who you got.
Okay.
WWE Intercontinental Championship match. Dominic Mysterio versus Penta. Who you got in that?
I got Dominic. They gave that man a belt for a reason. I think Dominic can do a lot more than people realize. Penta is there for one thing, and that's to bring the Lucha Brothers into this AAA or whatever they're planning to do. Him and Phoenix, him and his brother are getting together. The Lucha Brothers have to be a tag team, so he's losing. He's losing the Dominic.
Yeah, he's losing. Gunther versus Pat McAfee. Gunther, of course.
So
they're not gonna have him lose to Pat.
I'm nervous about this. Gunther should destroy Pat McAfee, but the last time we saw Pat McAfee in that ring, he did good. He did good.
Yeah, he's gonna do well.
He's good. He's
Gunther's
good.
Gonna make him look good too.
If Pat wins this match, it's gonna be with help from Michael Cole, because that's gonna give him the pop. He's not gonna win this match.
Yeah, because Cole is gonna be commentating.
Yep.
Yeah.
Michael Cole is
true.
gonna be if he wins this match, it's gonna be for Michael Cole. It's gonna be from Michael Cole interfering and getting that win over Gunther.
Yep.
That's it. He's not.
Gotcha.
He's not.
Check
He's
this
not
match
beating.
out.
He's not beating Gunther by himself. He needs Michael Cole.
Yeah, he's gonna need some kind of help.
Yeah.
WWE
Does he hit him with a
United
chair?
States
Does
champion.
Michael Cole hit him with a chair? Because that'd be ill.
Or, yeah, he might, or something. or maybe he'll run interference. He'll run up to the ring or something and get to talking. He distract him, and then
But he put his hands on. He put his hands on Cole. So
Pat comes.
Cole got to put his hands on him.
Yeah.
He put his hands on
So that's why I
Cole,
said
so
distracted. He gonna distract him.
Yeah.
WWE United States Championship match: Jacob Fatu versus LA Knight versus Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest. Jacob will keep this.
So this was interesting because I watched this, and you know what was funny? When that whole thing was going down, and I'm like, yo, bro, Solo's not your friend. He set you up for disaster, bro. And then it was funny because when it was all said and done, he looked at Solo and then walked away. But then Solo said something to what's his name, and he's like, bro, you set that up. He called Solo out. He's like, bro, you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know what the F you doing, bro.
Yep, exactly.
So it's coming. It's coming. It's and Jacob's not
SummerSlam. SummerSlam. They want it to be big. It ain't gonna be Backlash kind of thing. They want it to be big. It's gonna be SummerSlam. Can't wait for real for that. WWE Intercontinental Championship match, Women's Intercontinental. Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch. I got Bex winning.
I got Lyra. I got Becky putting her over. I don't think Becky's here. I think Becky's here short term. I think she's here.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
I think she's putting her over.
And then last match so far, they don't have the Jey Uso match booked yet. If him and Logan Paul fight, but
he jumped him. It ended up being Logan Paul was the fan because there was a story that came out after Raw that Jey Uso was attacked by a fan and people didn't know what happened.
Yeah.
And come to find out, it was Logan Paul was the fan that attacked him.
So we got Randy Orton versus the GOAT. And can I say something? John Cena he can rap. That from Newbury, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
He can
put out
rap.
a whole album here. And it killed it here. Yeah.
John Cena can rap.
Yeah.
I love when he was the Thugonomics because he come out spitting all the time. But I got John Cena retaining. John Cena retaining that. I know you got John Cena retaining. We ain't got to.
Yeah, like I said,
Randy, it's all good.
Ruthless Aggression is here in December, so that's the biggest spoiler that you could ever have. Knowing that his last match of his career is here in Boston
in December. Yeah,
hometown in December.
Yeah, Ruthless Aggression.
He ain't losing.
Yep.
He ain't
losing until then. He might not even lose then. He might just drop vacate and
he's got to cheat. He's got to cheat to win. The key here is how is he going to cheat to win this time? Because he's been cheating to win all the time now. So.
Yep, exactly. 10:33. We didn't do too bad, man. 3 minutes over.
I do have a quick question because I do think this is coming. I think Sammy's joining.
Yeah, I can see it. He's been getting his butt whipped too much.
Yeah, I think Sammy's joining.
He's joining. He's gonna join Seth. He wants to be champion too, so he already said that. So we're gonna get him and Jey Uso soon, feuding in somehow, some way. He's gonna turn on Jey Uso.
That could be
because they're close and yeah.
That could be a SummerSlam match.
Yeah, so I can see that happening.
And Heyman once again, big props too. I gotta mention this. Heyman once again fucking killed it on the mic, bro.
That's a given.
I was like,
Paul,
yo, you gotta
always.
pop. I was like, you gotta pop a blood vessel, Paul. Calm down, bro.
Yeah, Paul's crazy. Paul's a crazy guy. Yeah, you guys stay tuned. In the coming weeks, we got we may have some more announcements and stuff with guests and everything like that. So you guys stay tuned. I did.
One more. There was one more too. I'm not happy with Zelina Vega. You can't hold the belt and put on the performance that she did in the ring with the amount of botches that she had during that match. She had 3 botches in that match.
In my opinion, she shouldn't have won it, but that's just my opinion.
No, I agree with you. I'm there with you, bro. But like I said, I think the reason why is because she secured the bag to get her husband named Malachi, and I think that's how they paid her off.
They rewarded her. Yeah.
She. I'm sorry. She looks good. Zelina Vega looks good as hell, but her wrestling is not championship quality. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bro. She's not a Naomi. She's not Bianca. She's not any of them. She's not on that level.
Nope, not at all. So
she's gonna get somebody hurt.
We're gonna see what's gonna happen.
So here's my thing. Exactly. I feel like right now, to be honest, I feel like they're gearing up to have Zelina and maybe have her involved with Cardi B at SummerSlam, because that's the only way you bring Cardi B into this. And I think that's what this is all about. I think this is all to bring Cardi B in for something at SummerSlam, and Zelina will lose this belt after SummerSlam.
I can see it happening. It's just a quick 1-2.
You know?
So I agree, man. Yeah, we'll see what happens. So we're gonna check out the pay-per-view this weekend, and we will report to you guys if what our picks are, what our picks were, if we got them right or not, and we will report back to y'all next Tuesday, same place, same time, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For your boy Lito, that's Sinista1. We out.
Getting me in vantage points, so I can't abandon joints. Gotta grab the coins, pay me wickedly. Superman of Thor, who am I? Haters mimic me, and they fans cheer him on with their capabilities. Wow, double entendre, crazy lyrically. Had to read a page in Timothy to take it seriously, cause I ain't scared, I ain't got no fear, baby, get with me. Open doors for the people, you can say it's chivalry. I drop bombs, it'll be a day in infamy, mainly cause all my ops feeling painful instantly. Stay for sympathy, not me, creating imagery that everybody you like, I made a simile. Facts.